Also, well, I don't want to give it away here.
No, don't.
So let's just throw to it.
Yeah.
Our colleagues standing by, Jim Ross and Stan Lee.
And here he comes, ladies and gentlemen, the 6'8", 300-pound undefeated Southern con man, Waylon Mercy, and this should be quite a contest because Waylon Mercy will soon be facing the incomparable Bret the Hitman Hart right here on the zone.
Well, the great bowling ball of fate is going to roll down this gentleman's alley momentarily because, without a doubt, Jim Ross, he will face the biggest test today when he steps in there against Bret the Hitman Hart. The undefeated streak of the demented, the tormented soul of Waylon Mercy may come to a screeching halt.
Great crowd on hand here. Matter of fact, the capacity crowd here to see this contest. And we still got a lot more to come, as a matter of fact. As you know, Shawn Michaels and Big Daddy Cool Diesel to take on Mabel and Mo.
Look at the size of this guy, Ross.
Big, rangy, powerful individual is Waylon Mercy. Nice shirt there, Stan.
Yeah, I've got one just like that.
I didn't doubt that a bit. And ladies and gentlemen, listen and experience the ovation that this next athlete is going to receive.
Alberta, Canada, weighing 234 pounds, Bret Hitman.
You know, Ross, they don't call Bret the Hitman Hart the excellence of execution for nothing. This guy comes about as close to perfection in the World Wrestling Federation as anybody ever has. The closest I ever came to perfection is when I filled out my job application, but that's beside the point.
It certainly is.
Notice, if you would, JR, that Bret the Hitman Hart is jacketless.
Yeah, thanks to that feat, John Pierre Lafitte. That issue could be settled, however, at In Your House, which will emanate from Saginaw, Michigan in the United States on September the 24th. Big event in the USA.
Waylon Mercy will be a part of that event, too, you know. He's going to face that Caribbean superstar, that Latino heartthrob, Savio Vega.
Canadian men are the best.
Well, I beg to differ.
I like Canadian bacon, though, as a matter of fact. One of my favorites. And there's a youngster that's getting a nice souvenir. Those glasses from Bret the Hitman Hart. And hold on to them, young man. John Pierre Lafitte may come out and try to rip them off from you. Well, this should be an interesting contest. We have seen Waylon Mercy walk through everybody he's faced thus far, but he hasn't faced anyone with the athleticism and the skills of Bret the Hitman Hart. On the other hand, Bret Hart has had his share of problems in recent weeks. At SummerSlam, he had a tremendous contest with Isaac Yankem, DDS, and of course Jerry the King Lawler got involved in that. And then Bret had a very dynamic confrontation on WWF Superstars with this very Waylon Mercy, and a match that ended in a disqualification because John Pierre Lafitte got involved, and he and Bret had a tremendous brawl outside the ring. So Bret Hart has certainly been a marked man as Waylon Mercy is attempting to extend his right hand in sportsmanship, but don't go for it, Bret.
You know, it's almost gotten to the point where Jean-Pierre Lafitte is like he's obsessed with Bret the Hitman Hart. And you know, Bret Hart makes a habit of handling big men, and Isaac Yankem was certainly a good warm-up for this man right here, Waylon Mercy. They're both about the same size, even though Waylon Mercy has a much wider mean streak.
Yeah, but Bret didn't pin Isaac Yankem or make him submit either. So, again, Bret being severely challenged here in recent weeks here in the WWF, and we have a clean break, which is rather surprising for myself, and I'm sure Bret Hart and the referee Mike Chioda as well.
Well, I'm not surprised, but if you remember, Ross, Mercy always starts out like that. He always breaks clean, he shakes hands, he smiles, but then he flips, he snaps, he goes off.
Calling elbow tie-up, and Bret Hart with the advantage, and Waylon Mercy with a left hook off the break.
And there you have it.
And taking Bret into the top turnbuckle. That left hook stunned Bret Hart. And now Waylon Mercy sends Bret for the ride and caught him with that big diesel-like foot right to the face. Stay with us, everybody. This match on the zone continues when we come back. And we're back on the zone. Another whip. And another side slam. Waylon using that maneuver for the second time, this time going for the cover quicker. And he neglected to neutralize the leg of Bret Hart. Didn't grapevine the leg. Consequently, Bret was able to kick out before the three. And now Waylon with the abdominal stretch. A submission maneuver. Look at the face of that madman. Look at those eyes.
He's tormented, he's demented, and he's very, very dangerous.
Bret Hart now counters the abdominal stretch. And Mercy didn't like that and didn't stay there long as he hip locked his way out of the predicament. Waylon Mercy showing us that he can compete with a superstar like Bret the Hitman Hart. And he really started things off at the very beginning, if you recall, with that sucker punch. And Bret Hart now trying to shake it loose and gain some momentum here. Nailing Waylon with some right hands, and Waylon with an arm drag, a Japanese arm drag, which leads me to believe that Waylon has competed in Japan on occasion.
Either that or maybe he met a Japanese friend in the institution, wherever that might have been.
Yep, could be.
Why don't you look into his past, Jim Ross?
Oh, I don't have time.
You're good behind the scenes kind of
No,
guy.
I don't have time. I'm a very busy man. I don't know anything about Waylon. The littler I know about him, the better off I'm going to be.
Yeah, that might be a door we don't want to open.
That's exactly right. Waylon trying to turn Bret over into a Boston Crab, another submission maneuver.
Now, Waylon needs to sit down on this hold down to put added pressure, but he's not doing so. He's leaning forward. He needs to sit back on this.
Well, Waylon is, I'm not so sure just exactly how fundamentally sound Waylon Mercy is. Certainly he isn't to the level of Bret the Hitman Hart, and now he's got a half crab, and he doesn't have that fully executed.
Waylon also is not the most not the most limber individual here either. His body, Jim Ross, has had a lot of pain, a lot of torment over the years.
Mercy stomping away. Bret was down, and Mercy stomping away with the flat of the foot.
I think Waylon Mercy's seen hard times, Jim Ross.
Oh, I think so.
If you catch my drift.
I understand. I know what you mean. Bret Hart he got some more hard times. Got some more hard foot right there, and then a clothesline. And now Bret has a chance to go for the cover, and he does. 1, 2 and a half.
Bret Hart didn't hook the leg, though, Jim Ross.
I'm not so sure Bret's fully aware of where he is. He may have instinctively made that cover.
I think that sleeper took a lot out of Bret Hart.
And Bret with the inverted atomic drop. Well, that'll change your attitude, as our former colleague Gorilla Monsoon used to say.
Well, the one thing about Bret Hart,
And there's a bulldog.
over the years, he's proven.
Going for the cover. 1, 2, and that's it. No, it's not.
No, that was close. Bret Hart will fight fire with fire, and that's one of the reasons he's been so successful here in the WWF, because he will give whatever he gets.
And Bret Hart now has Waylon up. High impact maneuver right to the lower back. Bret Hart is gaining momentum. The former two-time WWF champion is on a roll here now. Bret Hart driving that elbow, I think. 1, 2, and another near fall, as Bret has just about a half a count away now on 2 or 3 occasions from putting old Waylon away. Bret Hart has done it all here in the WWF. Side Russian leg sweep.
Well, the one thing he hasn't done in this contest.
1, 2, and another near fall.
One thing he hasn't done is work the legs, and now he may be going for a sharpshooter, but he hasn't worked the legs. He hasn't softened up Mercy for this maneuver.
Well, he tried to get that sharpshooter executed on Waylon, who raked Bret's face to cause the break. And look at Waylon.
Right in the ribs.
Both feet right into the ribs, and outside goes Bret the Hitman Hart. Bret Hart's torso, his ribs, his back, and his abdomen have taken a great deal of punishment from Waylon Mercy in this matchup.
And you saw the sweat there on that thin blue foam mat there. That's where Bret Hart's face hit when he went out face first.
Waylon Mercy.
He's showing no mercy, is he?
He's absolutely not showing any, and he's got Bret now on the apron. Suplex says no, he doesn't. Bret countered. Bret Hart now with a waist lock, but Waylon held on to the top rope. Waylon Mercy, with that big, rangy frame, has a lot of tendon strength, and again, with that size, that height advantage more specifically, has a big leverage advantage here. Bret Hart, inside cradle, 1, 2, 3,
He got him! He got him!
Bret Hart has just defeated Waylon Mercy. It's Waylon's first loss in the WWF.
Boy, it came out of nowhere, too.
And Waylon can't believe that he just got pinned. Great counter move by Bret Hart with the inside cradle. But Bret certainly received a lot of punishment from Waylon Mercy in this contest.
Bret Hart going back to the basics, Jim Ross, going back to the fundamentals. An inside cradle, small package did the job on Mr. Mercy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the stars of the Action Zone are standing by. Let's go back to Todd and Doc.